Set. Forward 1.5 somersault in the tuck position. DD 1.6.
Seth was a really good kid. He was so generous, so loving, so kind. If there was a kid in class that was getting made fun of, he was the one that would sit with him at lunch. He was kind of nerdy a little bit, but cool at the same time. His siblings once said, "So how did he get to be so cool?"
He was probably the coolest, most charismatic kid that you'd ever meet. And he was very active. He'll tell you he was always hyperactive, but he was just really active.
He was quite good at skiing, and we would hike and camp all the time, and he was always jumping off of things or doing flips or, testing the limits. He had been diving for fun at the pool, just kind of a fun thing. And he started diving for Mount Rainier High School, and he figured out that he was kind of good. So he started working really hard at it, and he went to state when he was a junior, and he was on the podium right before his accident. It was important to have him accomplish that, so.
Oh, are there two in here? Or is this just one? Oh no, this is just one giant poster. This one is from all my friends at Normandy Park Swim Club where I used to dive. I was longboarding with a friend down in Tacoma, going about 25 miles an hour. I fell off and got my severe traumatic brain injury, which put me in a coma for 9 days and in the hospital for 69 days. I was not wearing a helmet.
When we got to the emergency room, the social worker met us and took us into a little room, and Alan, being familiar with the hospital since he's a physician, figured that I'm gonna cry. That Seth had died. But he hadn't. He was really critical. And the doctor to Alan, "This is really hard from one doctor to another to tell you this, but your son's not going to do very well."
Early on can't talk, and certainly couldn't walk. But then you get him home and you go, whew. When the nurses aren't around and the other support folks aren't there to help you out, it's kind of like, well, okay. That's when you start getting the idea that, wow, this is a marathon. We're not going to wake up tomorrow and he's going to go, "Hey, I'm better." The biggest thing is just hope takes over and a lot of praying, that's for sure.
I went from a 4.0 student conquering the world, I was a great person, I was like, yeah, I'm going to get sponsored longboarding, to I can't walk, I can't feed myself. It was an incredibly hard thing to come to grips with, like how much it has changed my life.
The Brain Injury Alliance called right away and wanted to know if they could support us in any way. And I didn't even know what we needed, but to know that they were there was huge.
Seth started going up to a support group, and Brandon was the leader. I could tell he went, wow, this is actually pretty cool. I'm talking to people that have the exact same struggles I do.
It was just a great place to go and be himself and not have someone constantly telling you not to chew with your mouth open or talk so loud. But it's just a fun time. He so looked forward to that.
Being able to have a group of friends who knows what it's like to go through what I've gone through has been super helpful. That's actually where I met one of my best friends, Kenna Harris. Getting those friends through the BIAWA and the brain injury support groups was like a change in my life. It actually kind of makes me tear up a little bit, just remembering it, because I know I've always had so much support, but just like seeing how much support came from like the entire community just like gives me so much emotion and makes me realize how much love was poured out for me. And it just makes me realize how awesome everybody in my community is, including her.
Seth is always honest. He is like always so chill about things. So I guess he taught me, you just gotta be chill.
They met at a Brain Injury Alliance function at the Pyramid Ale House, and they just clicked.
Seth's friendship with Kenna is pretty remarkable, and you know, at least half of their conversations, he's just laughing, and they just really pick each other up. But then there are times you can tell that one of them's struggling.
It makes every day so much easier, because whenever like something comes up and I start getting depressed, I'm like, I have somebody I can talk to about this that will understand it. Most people without brain injuries or without disabilities don't have friendships like that. If it wasn't for the BIAWA, I probably never would have met her. And that thought alone like makes me want to cry. It connects people who can relate to each other, because like I said, I can't relate to a lot of people because not very many people have been through what I've been through. But going to BIAWA events, I'm like, oh, I'm not the only person dealing with the kind of stuff that I'm dealing with. So it gives you a sense of community and a sense of camaraderie, and helps you build amazing relationships with beautiful, beautiful people.
There's always hope. Early on, that's what gets you through it. You have someone pushing you up the hill instead of trying to climb it by yourself.
It gets better every day, it really does. 6 years out, we still see improvements. Don't ever give up.
You always hear about these tragic injuries and you're like, oh, that'll never happen to me. So I was like, oh, I'm too good to wear a helmet. But then it did happen to me. Struggled to come to terms with the fact that, like, damn, this did happen to me.
I just want to run away. I just want to leave my troubles. I just want to run away. I just want to leave my troubles.
The way I dealt with that was my outlook on life. Because yeah, life can suck sometimes. Like, I can't drive, can't do a lot of the things I used to do. But that doesn't mean I can't do anything. I can still do a lot of things I love.
I've been beaten down, I've been kicked around, I've been beaten down, kicked around, but still I keep getting up, still keep getting up, up.
I choose my own path. And yeah, I hit a speed bump, but that doesn't mean I have to go completely off the road. I'm gonna stay on the road, keep going, and make my life worth something.